Welcome, my friend. I am glad you found your way here today. It is no accident that we are speaking right now. In fact, in the grand design of the universe, there are no accidents. There is a heavy question that often burdens the hearts of those who come to sit with me. They ask, why is this happening to me? Why did I lose that job? Why did that relationship end? Why is there so much pain? Perhaps you are asking that today. You look at your life and you see a mess of broken threads and knotted struggles. But I want you to imagine for a moment that you are looking at a magnificent tapestry. When you look at the back of a tapestry, what do you see? You see chaos, knots, loose ends, threads that seem to stop abruptly. It looks like a mistake. But if you were to walk around to the front, you would see that every dark thread was necessary to create the shadow and every bright thread was needed for the light. You would see the picture. We live our lives looking at the back of the tapestry. We cannot yet see the picture. Have you ever felt like life is working against you? Like your plans are falling apart and you've lost your way? In the chaos of modern life, it is easy to view our struggles as failures. But what if the obstacle isn't blocking the path? What if the obstacle is the path? In today's episode of The Thought Compass, we sit down with the wisdom of the East to explore the age-old philosophy. Does everything happen for a reason? Through a timeless parable and deep introspection, we unravel the threads of fate to show you that your current struggle is actually preparing you for your future strength. In this video, you will discover the ancient story of the farmer and the horse. How to shift from a mindset of why me to what is this teaching me? The art of turning pain into purpose. Join the journey. If you are seeking clarity in the fog of life, you are in the right place. Subscribe to The Thought Compass and hit the bell icon to ensure you never miss a guidepost on your journey to inner transformation. Comment below. What is a difficult moment in your past that turned out to be a blessing in disguise? There is an old story from my tradition that I carry in my heart. It is the story of the farmer and his horse. There was once an old farmer who had worked his crops for many years. One day his horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his neighbors came to visit. Such bad luck, they said sympathetically. Now you have no horse to plow the field. The farmer simply smiled and said, maybe. The next morning, the horse returned, bringing with it 3 other wild horses. How wonderful, the neighbors exclaimed. Now you are rich. Such good luck, the farmer replied. Maybe. The following day, the farmer's son tried to ride one of the wild horses, was thrown off and broke his leg. The neighbors came again to comfort him. How terrible, they said. Now your son cannot help you with the harvest. Such bad luck. The farmer looked at them and said, maybe. A week later, the army came through the village, conscripting every able-bodied young man to go to war. They saw the son with the broken leg and left him behind. The neighbors cheered, your son was spared. Such good luck. And the farmer said, maybe. You see, we suffer because we judge the moment before the story is finished. We label things good or bad based on how they feel today. But life is a continuous flow. The event that breaks your heart today may be the very thing that saves your life tomorrow. The rejection you faced last month might be the only reason you are available for the opportunity coming next month. When we say everything happens for a reason, it is not a dismissal of your pain. It is an invitation to trust the timing of your life. It is the understanding that the seed must be buried in the dark dirt before it can ever reach the sun. If the seed could speak, it might say, "I have been buried. I have been abandoned." It does not know it is being planted. I remember a time in my own youth when I was denied entry into a monastery I desperately wanted to join. I was devastated. I felt unworthy. I spent nights weeping, thinking my spiritual path was over. Because of that rejection, I was forced to travel to a different village, where I met a teacher who taught me not just to read the scriptures, but to read my own heart. Had I not been rejected, I would have remained a scholar, but I never would have become a seeker. The worst thing that happened to me became the foundation of my entire life. This is the practice of alchemy. The alchemist turns lead into gold. You must become the alchemist of your own life. When tragedy strikes, you do not ask, "Why did this happen?" You ask, "What is this trying to teach me? How can I use this?" When you adopt this mindset, you become invincible. Not because you never get hurt, but because you know that every wound is a lesson and every scar is a map. You stop fighting the current of the river and you learn to steer the boat. So look at your struggles today. Look at the confusion. Can you find the courage to say maybe? Can you find the strength to trust that the weaver of the tapestry knows what he is doing? You are not lost. You are simply in the middle of a chapter that hasn't made sense yet. Be patient with yourself. The nature of the mind is to worry, but the nature of the soul is to trust. Breathe in deeply and let go of the need to know why. The why will reveal itself in time. For now, just focus on the how. How will you walk forward with grace? How will you be kind to yourself today? Thank you for sharing this time with me. Your journey is beautiful, even the rocky parts, especially the rocky parts. If this message brought peace to your heart, please consider joining our community here at the Thought Compass. We walk this path together. Subscribe and let us navigate the deep waters of life side by side. Until we speak again, walk gently,